just wanted to make a tune that you and me can fall in.
Alright, so this is Legion Pro 5i and Lenovo has done something with this laptop that kinda sucks. It does not mean that this laptop is not good. In fact, it's really powerful. But does it provide the same value as the last year's model? Let's find out. But before we move ahead, a huge shout out to Closer Gadgets for providing all these B-rolls, which made this review possible. But first of all, you have to choose between the Intel and AMD. Although there are reasons for choosing either of the brands, for this review I have chosen the Intel version that's also called the Legion Pro 5i. What makes it different from its predecessor is the fact that it uses the most powerful CPU family Intel has to offer. The HX series, their TDP is 55 watt while the core count of each CPU is higher. And this particular device bundles a 24-core i9-13900HX processor, a 140 wattage RTX 3060, a 16-inch 165Hz panel, 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM with a frequency of 5200 MHz, and 1 TB of SSD storage. On paper, it seems a well-equipped gaming laptop, something you can call a upper mid-range gaming device. The device is mainly made out of plastic with only a metal lid. However, this particular area is one of those things that is not an upgrade but rather a downgrade to the previous model. Now recall the previous model, the Legion 5i Pro, which was entirely made out of metal, providing a premium design, flawlessly substituting the Pro suffix. However, this raises the question of what exactly the term Pro even mean if there is nothing comparable to the Pro in the newer model. To be honest, you can feel that in the build quality. The lid is thinner but more resistant to flex as compared to the base. Still, the sheer volume and the mass of the Legion Pro 5i help it with the sturdiness. Speaking of which, I am talking about a weight of 2.55 kilos. Now the keyboard on this laptop is fantastic. Lenovo has always been known for providing the best keyboard on a Windows laptop, and this one doesn't disappoint either. It features a numpad section, huge arrow keys and a backlight. However, what makes this keyboard truly great is the long key travel and clicky feedback. It really is a joy to use it for both gaming and typing. Now for the keyboard's backlight, you get 3 options to choose from: white, blue and a 4-zone RGB. Okay, so for the ports, the device has its majority of I/O connection at the back, surrounded by 2 vents on the either side. But there is no Thunderbolt 4 port, which is the biggest disappointment here, because if you are buying a Legion Pro laptop with an Intel chipset and it doesn't have Thunderbolt 4 port, so what's the perk of getting an expensive Intel laptop? Now there are also 2 USB Type-A ports on the both sides of the device. On the right side you will find a headphone jack and a camera shutter. On the left side there is another Type-C port, which sadly also don't support any Thunderbolt 4 capabilities. Now the display is good enough for content creation, web development and more. The main reason for that is the usage of a 16:10 aspect ratio. Naturally, it offers more vertical space. The display has 165 Hz of refresh rate, 10 ms of response time with G-Sync support, 400 nits of maximum brightness and 98% of sRGB color coverage, which is fantastic for watching content and gaming. However, the color accuracy is not on the highest end of the spectrum. The contrast ratio is also only average. The display brightness is also 100 nits lower than the previous model, which is not a great news. It would have been a perfect option for professional content creators if they had provided a better display for the price point it is selling for. Now inside there is a 80 Wh battery cell which can last for about 4 hours of video playback and 5 hours of web browsing, which is kinda low for a 80 Wh capacity cell. So therefore you can expect that this laptop will last for about 2 to 3 hours of normal usage. Memory wise, there are 2 RAM slotting slots which work with DDR5 modules and are upgradable up to 16 gigs each. As far as the storage go, there are 2 M.2 PCI export slots which fit Zen for SSDs and support up to 2 TB each. The cooling system comprises of several heat pipes, one of which is shared by the CPU and the GPU. Additionally, there is a 1 more heat pipe for the CPU and 2 more for the graphic card. The system also features 4 heat sinks and several heat spreaders, all working together to effectively manage the heat. Now the thermals on the device are extremely fantastic and significantly improved in comparison to the previous Legion 5i Pro. Last year's model was reaching way high up to 100 degrees Celsius under Prime 95 and AIDA 64 stress test, and this model doesn't even flinch. It settled it around 80 degrees Celsius. Fan noise is around average, same as the previous model. It's really quiet at the lower modes, but is definitely louder at the performance one. Nothing kinda problematic. As to get those low temperatures, the fan has to max out. Therefore, the loud fan noise is understandable. Now the big deal with this chipset is that the i9-13900HX is so much powerful. And thanks to the updated architecture, which is similar in its overall design to the desktop series Raptor Lake. It takes the basic architecture of the previous year's Adder Lake and beef it up through an enhanced Applepie cores, with more L2 cache, higher clock speed and faster memory support. This chipset is very impressive at multi-core scores. The addition of 8 more E-cores does boost the multi-core performance, giving us a 46% more higher score as compared to the 12900HX. In R23 single-core test, as the P-core architecture is similar between the 12th gen and the 13th gen. Next up is the 3D Mark test. and also easily use the other 3D softwares like AutoCAD 3ds Max and AutoCAD Maya. Additionally, the rendering time is also significantly less in comparison to the 12900HX and RTX 3070 system. Now the Puget system benchmark scores are also quite impressive, which means you can use Adobe applications without having any problem. This device has pretty outstanding gaming performance. It is around 13% faster than the RTX 3060 on average. And because the upgrade from the 6GB VRAM to the 8GB VRAM, you can expect it to provide FPS above 60 even with the 1440p high settings. If you really want to achieve above 150 FPS, you have to lower down the settings to 1080p medium. Additionally, the FPS will skyrocket if you enable the DLSS 3 frame generation. Everything is going pretty well, right? But it's not. The cost per frame, which is getting worse and worse, is what disappoints. Even this laptop fails to remit the cost per frame, which kinda sucks. Why would someone even buy this laptop when they can get the older model with significantly lower price but slightly less performance? Overall, I would argue that the Legion Pro 5i is way overpriced compared to the performance advantage it offers, which doesn't make this laptop a good value option. I don't believe this laptop lives up to its name, the Pro. It begs the question of what extra we receive in exchange for paying more for the Pro. Because it has two extra features, a metal lid and an RGB keyboard. Just calling something Pro doesn't make it one. A true Legion Pro Intel laptop would be the one that would provide a full metal build, a Thunderbolt 4 port, and longer battery life. So for me, this laptop is not a Pro. It's just a normal Legion 5i tagged as the Pro 5i. And Lenovo should launch a new Legion laptop that would really feel like a Pro device. For now, I think you should go with the normal Legion 5i or better buy the last year's Legion 5i Pro. So that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, a subscribe would be more enjoyable. I will see you in the next one. Till then, stay awesome, keep spreading positive vibes. Peace out.